more of the same. We're going to have plenty more of that in the days ahead. We've been counting up those 90-degree days. I know at this time of year that's starting to get a little repetitive, but worth noting, this is already our 24th 90-degree day of 2018. This is through today, through June 15th. Our average would be about 10 by now. So just for comparison's sake, we're fortunately not the top, but we're in the top 5. We're so far the third most 90-degree days to this date so far. Just obviously with how hot May was and now how hot June has been, that's no surprise, right? Once again, another day in the 90s. Now, if there's any consolation that I can offer, is that the humidity has relaxed ever so slightly. Temperatures are down about a degree or two from the past few days, and so is the humidity. So our heat index values are only at about 100. That's still pretty rough, and especially for this time of year. Usually, I know June we start getting hotter, but we usually still have at least a few cool stretches where it's not quite so bad, and then usually July and August is where we really crank up the heat. Well, like we've been talking about, we kind of just skipped already to July here. Heat index value is still 102 in Muskogee, 101 Eufaula, 100 in Poteau, 100 in Pryor, 99 here in Tulsa. So again, that's at least a little better. We're not seeing those 108, 109, 110 values on the heat index, but still hot nonetheless. And it's going to be more of the same of this both tomorrow and Sunday for Father's Day. So the heat not relaxing much over the next few days. Not much on radar either. The past few days we've had a few of those kind of bubble up thunderstorms in the terrain of far southeast Oklahoma and into Arkansas. And right now we are dealing with a few showers well east of Fort Smith. So out of our viewing area, these may drift up towards Fayetteville over the next hour or so. But again, through late afternoon, early evening, still can't rule out, I'd say, from Fayetteville back towards maybe Tahlequah, Muskogee, down towards Poteau, Wilburton, Stigler. You might see, again, one or two of those very brief isolated shower and storms we saw yesterday. Last night we had one drift all the way up towards Pryor. Don't know if we'll have that again, but pretty much anywhere east of Tulsa. Can't completely rule out one of those isolated pop-up storms late afternoon and into the evening where you can see on the rain zone here. Again, this is like a 5 to 10% chance for any one location. So the large majority of us won't see anything. But as you know, with storms this time of year, if you get under one, could have some heavy downpours, some lightning, some pretty gusty winds. So just be aware of that. And that really continues through the weekend. For tomorrow, notice about the same. Once again, during the heating of the afternoon, pretty much if you're east of Tulsa, there's at least a slight chance, about a 10% chance, for an isolated pop-up storm. Might have a few more of those towards the Arkansas line tomorrow afternoon with just a little bit more moisture in play. Same story again on Father's Day Sunday. It might be displaced a little more towards Arkansas on Sunday and into far southeast Oklahoma, but again, could be one or two of those random isolated pop-up storms on Father's Day Sunday. Just be aware of that. Maybe a good day for Dad to be cooling off at the pool or at the lake. But if you're going to be out at the lake, just be aware, especially further off to the east, could be one or two of those isolated storms with a lightning threat or a gusty wind threat. We've been talking about this all week. We're trying to track that tropical moisture coming our way. And there's two different tropical systems here. Bud, or what's the remnants of Bud out in the Pacific, is going to send some moisture up into the desert southwest up towards Colorado over the next few days where they desperately need it, where there's been wildfires recently. It's kind of a start of their monsoon season, where they see quite a bit more moisture and rain out there. What we're watching is this system down into the Gulf of Mexico. Not going to become a tropical storm or hurricane or anything like that, but it's going to send quite a bit of moisture. You can already see that moisture streaming up towards the Texas Gulf Coast. This system itself is starting to look like, we've been talking about this all week, that maybe it might ride all the way up towards Oklahoma. The thing is, right now, we're starting to see signs that this system may actually stay off to the south down into Texas. Now, having said that, we're still going to have quite a bit of moisture head up towards Oklahoma. And as the weather pattern gets a little more unsettled next week, that should still allow us the chance for some daily showers and storms, especially towards the middle of next week. Not talking big time rain amounts, but hopefully in the realm of an inch or two of rain for some of us as we get through next week, which would certainly be welcome. We're going to have more about that coming up on the evening newscast. If you're out and about this evening, it's still going to be warm. 88 at 9 o'clock. It's just still in the upper 70s tomorrow morning. So not much of a drop off like we've seen the past several days. Again, coming up at 5 and 6, we're going to have the latest on the rain outlook as we head towards next week. Of course, the Father's Day forecast. Lots of events going on this weekend. The Okmulgee Pecan Festival, the Balloon Festival here in Tulsa, Glenpool Black Gold Days. We'll talk about that. And again, the rain chances and hopefully some slightly cooler weather for next week. So I hope you'll join us at 5 and 6 for that. For the latest forecast with Chief Meteorologist Travis Meyer. Until then, have a great afternoon.